What's the deal with packing cubes? It seems like everyone has been raving about packing cubes, but what the heck are they? Do they really help you save space? Do you really need them to pack? If you've asked any of those questions and you are still debating on whether you should be using packing cubes or not, we're gonna talk about that in this video. But first, what are packing cubes? Packing cubes are zipped compartments that you can use to help you pack. They come in various sizes and types, and they can help you save a little bit of space in your suitcase because they compress your clothes down. They can also help with organization. So now that we know what packing cubes are, what are the benefits of packing cubes? Packing cubes have many benefits. Firstly, they can help you save space. By putting your clothes in a packing cube, you can tightly compress your clothing together and it keeps it contained, leaving a little bit of extra room in your suitcase for other things. Secondly, packing cubes can help you stay organized. For me, that is the #1 reason why I like to pack with packing cubes. I am a type A, Enneagram 1 freak of nature, and for me, there is no other way to organize my suitcase than with packing cubes. And if you're anything like me and you like things in their place, especially when you're traveling, then I would suggest giving packing cubes a try. And thirdly, they can help you become a more efficient traveler. And what I mean by this is, for example, let's say you travel a lot for work. If you do that, chances are time is of the essence, and most likely you're gonna have to hit the ground running as soon as you get to your destination. But if you have things organized, especially in packing cubes, that's gonna cut back on the amount of time it's gonna take you to find that outfit that you need for the meeting or to find your work items, things like that. I know for me, using packing cubes has definitely cut down on the amount of time I am rummaging through my suitcase to find something because I know exactly where it is, I know which compartment, I know which packing cube, and I can pull it out straight away. Also, packing cubes can help you keep things separated. And although I think this might be a little bit debatable, a lot of people say that using packing cubes can maybe minimize the risk of bringing bed bugs home or make them easier to deal with if you happen to get them on your trip. Now, I know I haven't talked about this much on this channel, but I unfortunately have had a few run-ins with bed bugs. I can see the idea behind having your clothes in separated compartments maybe helps a little bit with that. But that's also if your packing cubes don't have mesh, because you can wash them in hot water and your items are already separated. There's no guarantee, but I will say when I got bed bugs all those years ago when I was traveling, I really wish that I was using packing cubes back then. Back when I started using packing cubes, there weren't as many options available on the market as there is today. And now looking at all the varieties and the types of packing cubes that are available, it is incredible. And you can truly find exactly what you're looking for and what's gonna fit your needs best. So let's talk about sizes. Packing cubes come in all different types of sizes. There are smaller ones that you can use for more intimate items like underwear and socks. And there are also a lot of medium sizes. These are really good for t-shirts, pajamas, dresses, bathing suits. And lastly, there are a few larger ones. These are really good for more bulkier items. I like to use these for outfits, jumpsuits, just for heavier things that might be a little bulkier than my lightweight items. Most packing cubes come in a classic shape, which is this rectangular cube shape. Some just have zippers on the top, while others have zippers all the way around. You would open these like any other bag and pack that way. Some packing cubes have handles which make it really easy to grab it in a hurry, or when you're trying to grab that one cube and nothing else. And some don't have handles, and that's okay too. But just if you are looking for a handle or not looking for a handle, just make sure you're paying attention to that detail when you're shopping around. Some packing cubes are designed specifically for saving space and for packing your clothes as tightly as they can go. These are called compression cubes. Compression cubes work because there's an extra zipper on the outside. So once you put your clothes in and you zip it at the top, you'll then have to flip it over oftentimes and zip around it again to really squish and compress the clothes together. Now, the thing about compression cubes is that you'll want to make sure you're not overstuffing your packing cube when you're using them, because if the zipper breaks, then there goes your compression. If you're one of those travelers that are looking to keep your suitcase as lightweight as possible, then you might be interested in lightweight packing cubes. These cubes are lightweight primarily due to the material. Sometimes I find though that these packing cubes have a little bit harder time keeping their shape, so that's the only drawback with those and something you're gonna wanna look into. If you're gonna be in the great outdoors and you love doing things like hiking, rafting, kayaking, or you're gonna be spending a lot of time by the pool or by the beach and need to bring a couple of things with you, then a water-resistant packing cube might be good for you. There are water-resistant and waterproof packing cubes on the market, and some of them are even translucent so you can see what's inside the case from the outside. You can fasten them to the boat and then all of your belongings will stay nice and dry inside. These packing cubes are really piquing my interest in becoming a little bit more of my favorite ones, and these are the double-sided compartment packing cubes. Now, these packing cubes tend to serve two purposes. They may have one side that's designed for wet clothes and the other for dry, dry, one side for dirty, the other for clean. Either way, these packing cubes are really great for people who really want to hone in on separating their stuff, but not having to buy extra packing cubes in order to do that. And another packing cube I wanted to mention, which I guess is sort of outside of the packing cube conversation, but I think it's good to mention it, and those are packing cubes and bags for shoes. Some suitcases have dedicated shoe compartments, and I like to use those for more flat shoes, lighter shoes like sandals and flip-flops, especially for the summer. But most of the time when I'm packing, I like to opt for shoe bags. There are some shoe bags on the market that are made to hold multiple pairs of shoes, and then there's some that just hold one or two. I love shoe bags because I think they're a really good way to keep some of that dirt and grime that often ends up on the bottom of your shoe from dirtying the inside of your suitcase and also other items that you have in there. But also, if you don't want to spend money on that, I totally get it. There are also a lot of other options that you can do. I used reusable plastic bags for my shoes for the longest time, and I only have like 1 or 2 shoe bags, so sometimes I still do that depending on how many pairs I'm bringing. You can also use, if you have ever bought shoes that come with a duster bag, you can use those for travel as well. Also, if you have old canvas bags, you can take a couple of them and dedicate them to wrapping and packing your shoes in. Packing cubes are great. I've been using them for years. With some of the more colorful ones, you want to be careful and be on the lookout for color bleeding. I did have one packing cube that I had to kind of put out of business, and I loved it, but it was a bright red color, and I don't know, for whatever reason, the color kept bleeding off into some of my clothing. This is a smaller packing cube that I used to use for socks. Now, fortunately, I was able to wash them and the color didn't stain too bad, and it seemed to be fine. And I don't know why that happened. I haven't really looked too into it because it was a smaller packing cube. I do have this packing cube, which is a little bit bigger, from the same brand, Eagle Creek, which is where a lot of my packing cubes are from, and it's the same bright red color, and I've had no problems with color bleeding with this one. So I don't know, but it's just something to be aware of. For me, it wasn't a terribly big deal, but it isn't something that I'd want to happen to you. Now let's talk about how to pack using packing cubes. The best thing about packing cubes, and what I love them for so much, is that you can pack however you want to. Before using them though, I would consider your travel needs, your destination, your travel style, and your habits. Take a look at how you currently pack right now, then take a look at how you would like to pack in the future, and then use packing cubes to make up that difference. I hope that makes sense. You can pack by outfit, you can pack by clothing type and categories, so like tops in one, bottoms in another, and also the way you fill your packing cube is also up to you. You can maximize the space as much as you can by rolling your items and putting them in that way. This way you can ensure that every single inch, every single crevice of that packing cube is being used up. But you can also fold items within the packing cube and kind of layer them. This is really helpful if you want to try to reduce wrinkles and that's really something that's important to you, or you don't really care so much about maximizing all of the space in the packing cube, but you just want to keep your items separated and keep things organized. This is how I personally like to pack when I'm using packing cubes, because if I'm being honest, I'm not the biggest fan of rolling my clothes, and I'm more interested in the organization benefit of packing cubes over the space saving element and benefit of using packing cubes. Plus, I find that when I'm folding my clothes and I'm stacking them, there's that extra space on the side of the packing cube that I like to use to fill with other things. Sometimes if I'm going on a longer trip and I really need to utilize all of the space in my luggage and I don't want to check a bag, then I will roll my items, because that way I am utilizing and maximizing the space. You can also fold your clothes in a Marie Kondo style way and stack them in the packing cube that way. That way when you open it, it's nice and organized and you can see what is what. You can also opt to use one large packing cubes and a few smaller ones, or a bunch of medium size or smaller size packing cubes, and then organize them and kind of puzzle them in together. I really want to stress here that in my personal opinion, I really don't think that there's a right or wrong way to do this, because really at the end of the day, it's all going to depend on the length of your trip and your specific travel needs. So now that you have all this information on packing cubes, the type of cubes, how to use them to pack, let's talk about choosing the right packing cubes for you. With so many packing cubes on the market, how do you know you're getting what you need? You want to make sure that you are taking the time to research and figure out which packing cubes are going to be best for you. If you don't want to spend too much money, there are some cheaper packing cubes on the market that will get the job done. For example, on Amazon, there is a set of 4 packing cubes and 1 laundry bag for about $15. Amazon also has a set of Amazon Basics, which is another 4-piece. These sizes seem to be a little bit larger, and these are around $26. If you're looking to spend a little bit more money on your packing cubes and you want something with a little bit more quality, maybe in the mid-range or a little bit higher than that, there are definitely some brands that I turn to and that I would recommend. These are going to be brands like Travel Pro, Eagle Creek, Patagonia. For these might run you a little bit more. I'd say anywhere between $30 to probably like $60. I really love Eagle Creek, and that's where a majority of my packing cubes come from. I've had them for a very long time, quite a few years, and they have held their shape. I still pack with them today, and they have been great. I think what I like about Eagle Creek the most is that they have some of the widest range of packing cubes that I have seen. They have traditional classic ones, they have compression cubes, they have lightweight cubes, they have a wide variety of shoe bags and packing cubes for your shoes. They have a ton, so I really am a big fan of Eagle Creek, besides that one packing cube that I had to get rid of. But other than that, they have been really great for me. I will go ahead and link below a few brands and a few packing cubes that I think look really good that I might even buy myself. So have fun picking them out. I'll see you next week.